So this is our stop for the night, which is Cala, which is on the middle of the north coast of Sicily. It's a beautiful anchorage and quite a busy one actually. There's quite a lot of boats here, but it's a beautiful anchorage with a big sandy bay. Normally there's a bit of a swell here, but tonight it's pretty calm, so we should get a really good night's sleep. And yeah, it's a pretty swell place. We went for a shop in the town. We had to walk miles to the shop and then came back and had a big swim. So just having aperitifs and getting ready to cook. So yeah, successful day. It's a beautiful sort of citadel up on the top there. It's obviously some sort of fortification in the old days, and then in the middle there's a fantastic sort of church structure which they're obviously redoing. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. So we are leaving Cala in the background there. So it's 6:15, just weighed anchor and got about 60 miles over the Sicilian coast to go along the northern coast to the tip to Cap Vito, and then we head across to Sardinia. We're heading for a weather window. Looks like a good window over to Sardinia, so however the forecast doesn't look great for the first sort of bit, so it looks like we're going to be motoring along the coast, and then once we get to the tip we should get some wind that's coming up from Africa to which we'll have on the beam, which will be great. So yeah, we should have a good sail across to Sardinia, which is in that direction out there. So we just fueled up at Cala in Southern Sardinia, and we're just about to set off to Mallorca, or Menorca. I think we're going to stop at Menorca first and go on to Mallorca. This ferry just overtaking us there, and we've got a slight breeze, which is doing the sails nicely. So the forecast is very good. It's a bit cloudy today, and it feels really heavy. So I think we may have some thunderstorms in play, but we'll see what happens later on. Right, so this is my bread recipe. You can probably hear the engine in the back there, so hopefully you can hear okay. So I bought these strong white bread flour from the UK. I think it's a kilo, or 1.5 kilos it is. So I reckon this will do 3 loaves. I use 500 each. Then you've got salt, sugar, little yeast packs. So I'll put this on time delay, and so we go on. So this is the end result. It's coming out of the oven, which is quite impressive. So I think we'll eat a lot of that going across the Atlantic. Daily chore. This is Cala at the south east end of Menorca. We arrived at midnight last night, and yeah, a bit of a struggle anchoring, but we did manage to anchor. We're quite close to the rocks here, which seemed a lot closer last night when we were trying to anchor. But there's a nice little sort of Cala in there with lots of mooring buoys, but they're quite small boats, so it really seemed very suitable. So we decided to anchor out here, which has worked quite well. So I think we're going to head off back to over to Mallorca today, to spend a couple of days moving down the east coast of Menorca, so that we can park up at Cala. Sardinia, which is actually quite pleasant. So yeah, morning swim, and then we'll head off across the way to Mallorca. Yes, this is our arrival point in Mallorca, which is Cala. There's a Mistral blowing out from France, which has caused this pretty ghastly swell here in Menorca. So we've had a night of bouncing around backwards and forwards, as you can probably see by the video. Yeah, it's pretty brutal, so we didn't get much sleep, but it's good anchorage, lots of sand on the bottom, so safe enough, just not entirely comfortable. Did a bit of shopping here. There's another boat over there. And you see the waves sort of crashing up on the front, but yeah, nice little spot. The other circumstances, it would have been delightful, but we're just going to go to Cala today and try and pick up a mooring buoy there. It's a pretty sheltered port, so yeah, but a nice sleep tonight hopefully before we go on to Cala. Just en route to Cala, and this is our first deployment of the new Menorca pole. Just to see, about to rig up this line, goes down to the bottom and then back to one of the winches, and then comes out from the mast. So this is something, in theory, when we're in the Atlantic, you can see quite a bit, because it's unlikely we'll have the wind directly from behind, so if it's slightly off to one side, we need to just push out the windward side of the sail, just to hold it in place, stop it folding in. So yeah, quite successful. We're just going down the coast here to book a place tonight in Cala. Catamaran in front of us there as well. So after our restless night the night before, bouncing around in the waves, we booked in yesterday to Cala, which is, yeah, it's a pretty sheltered bay, although it's a bit breezy today, and it's got a little entrance, so it's almost like a closed sort of bay, and we've taken out one of these buoys. So we had a good night last night, so we're just going to move down the coast now to Cala, which is our final destination for Mallorca, and then I've got a flight booked back on Monday. So yeah, that's our first sort of session virtually complete. We've just got a bit of work to do on the boat, and a bit of cleaning, a bit of laundry before I come back on Monday. Beach at Cala. Heaving. So here we are. We successfully made it to Cala in Mallorca, and we've been moored up in the marina here. It's a narrow marina in a natural sort of estuary, and it's quite tricky to manoeuvre in between all the boats, and there's some quite big ones here, as you can see, but nice restaurants. Also a bit lively here at night. Last night we didn't get to sleep till about midnight because of music going on, but nice spot, good location, and parking the boat here for a couple of weeks until we come back. So I'm just doing a bit of cleaning up at the moment, making sure it's nice and tidy for the next time we come back.